Where we at? 3 people. I gotta wait a minute. Who up? Who up? Where we at? Who's that? Bobby K, Nazim, Ahmed. My picture look like a baby. Did I get my bread back from the IRS? Not yet, but soon. Luckily for me, I was able to hit a couple parlays, sports betting, and make enough money to hold me until then. But yeah, I'll be expecting that money back pretty soon. And all signs from the IRS is pointing to everything's good. So just a waiting process. What up? What up? Joy Boy, Blood Moon. Long day. Shout out to Ace Cloud for helping me move a bunch of shit. It's a crazy day. I didn't think I was gonna make this live, but I wanted to come out here real quick because you know, it's been like a couple weeks straight. I don't think I missed a day yet. People was complaining, but I told you guys if I got time, I'll do it. Come out real quick, see what's going on. Especially now since everybody has a lot of questions with the Merkabah Scholar Society. I haven't risen that price yet, and I got you guys' emails. Like I said, when a lot of people email me and say the same shit, then I try to look out for the people. And a lot of people say, hey, can you hold that price for 1 more day or 2 more days? So it's still there. The link is in the description. Price is still the same. Stacy, what's the deal? Kensington in the building. Kensington crazy right now, though. Be safe. You know how we say. Ace Cloud, what's the deal? Yeah, I gotta get a fucking, I gotta get some fucking rest. But, I gotta get out here first and do this before I really lay down. Because I know once I get into the mix, there's no way I'm coming back out. Tons of bucks. Namaste. What's the deal, Dave? Salute. Jacob, of course, from Boston. Dre, D. Griff, what up? Clement, what's the deal? You're 19 and strong. How was you guys' weekend? The weekend was crazy. Back to the grind on Monday. Yeah, we work hard today. This was a busy day. Busy day. This is like my muscles are gonna be sore tomorrow. I got a heart condition. I shouldn't be working so hard. I bet it's a train behind us. It's probably long as fuck too. Let's get away from it. We got long ass trains coming in, 18 wheelers, helicopters pretty soon. I, I need to change location. Saint Merc. That's hilarious. Are blacks the true natives? That's an easy one, of course. We don't even got to, like, a lot of people skip over the fact that one, it's already been proven scientifically that everybody comes from Africans. I talked about the whole thing with Dr. Keith Chang, Dr. June Lee, and the fact that we have the genetic mutation that proves that European skin, white skin, is just a mutation of black skin. So we have that. That's done. So that right there alone should tell you, because people act like, you know, we wasn't here for a very long time. So obviously, with the proof that's been coming out for a long time, we are the original man, inhabited this place long before other races came about, which every other race that's not African has the mixture of the Aryan race, or Europeans or white folks. If you're not black, you got some trace of that in there, of course. We see the mixture in India as well, more in the south, and they mixed it with everybody. Those mixtures is how we get what they call races, the different races, but it's only one race. We all the same. Don't let the black, white shit, don't let that fuck with you. That's just what they use to control us all. It's all bullshit. No, not here. If you go towards the mountains, you get a good view of the stars. But this is the strip is right over there, so it's fucking light pollution everywhere, as you guys can see. Fucking hotels everywhere. Yeah, I talked about my CHF, congestive heart failure, onset congestive heart failure. Luckily for me, so it can be reversed in my case, which I've been reversing it for a while, and I've been doing good. So I was at the hospital, what? Not too long ago. Oh yeah, that was for that car accident. But yeah, before that, for my heart, it was a while ago. So everything's good. I'm good. Heart is stronger. Not pumping at 22% no more. That's good. Because that's where it was pumping at. That's like fucking being dead. That's like it was worse. Can't do anything without being completely out of breath. So I had to get my heart back to 35% at least. If you can't have your heart over 35%, that's when they put like a pacemaker or something in there to help your heart, beat. But, I wasn't that far gone. I just had to make some major life changes and uh, definitely switch up my routine. It worked. So I'm good. Stacy, what's the deal? And Latvia. What's that? Darian? What's the deal? No. Who died under mysterious circumstances after creating free energy? They should know that's a no-no. I mean, free energy has been around since the forever, as long as we can remember. It's been they've proven it already. So it's just the people who try to tap into that. They should know by now what's happened to the last few people that tapped into that. The same thing with the hydrogen cars or with the cars that can run on water. What happened to those people? They kill them all. That mass shooting that happened in that supermarket was just to kill the fucking security guard dude who just so happened to have put out a patent for a car that runs on water. Like it ain't that much coincidence in the world. Then the president mentions this guy. So that's just showing you like, well, what the fuck? That's all the setup. Anubis, what's the deal? Hoop daddy. Yeah, it's everybody. You gotta remember the guy who first This is in the 50s. He came out with the car that can run on water in the 50s. I think it was the 40s or 50s. And he sold it to the government, believing that they would mass produce the cars. But they just patented the shit and they never produced the cars. Then when he came out and started coming at him about why they haven't produced the cars and what's going on, they killed him. He just ended up dying. So it's been happening for a long time. Everybody who comes up with these hydrogen cars or come up with these cars that run on water, that's what happens. They end up dead. So it's like you should know by now, what could possibly happen if you go public with this kind of technology. Excuse me. Yeah, we already know what happened with Tesla. Tesla made the wrong. Well, he got the wrong investor. Was it J.P. Morgan? Um, and Tesla had already went basically around the world putting out his information on wireless energy. But just him and his understanding of electricity, everybody knew where he was at. They hired him to basically make it easier for ships to communicate with each other, across the ocean. I always tell people you got to understand. I talked about this in plenty of videos. You got to think about the Titanic. The Titanic, if you've seen the movie, remember what happened after he hit the iceberg. They sent out a CQD, a distress signal, right? So there in the middle of the freaking North Atlantic, there's no wires underwater, right? So how are they sending a signal or a message to another ship electronically, and there's no wires from ship to ship? How does that work? You understand? So a lot of people don't understand how Morse code. You see how they shut it up. Everybody heard of Morse code, but they don't never break down how that works. That is freaking wireless energy. So Tesla and his research basically said, you know what? We can do this on a major level to not only have ships communicate with each other more easily, but we can have this global communication that's not just communication, but electricity. So he wanted to give free energy to the world. He was creating this tower to basically, somebody give you money, right? So somebody give you money to build something or do something for them. And then you're thinking as an entrepreneur and investor, and you're saying to yourself, you know what? I'm not going to build what he wants me to build. I'm going to create something better that's going to be better for everybody. It's going to make him a shitload of money. And you think the person would be happy. But like I said, there's rules. And he didn't understand how big this shit was, what's going on. So, they basically destroyed him. And he ended up dying in his room. It's just horrible what happened to Tesla. They discredited him. They destroyed him, and he just, he withered away. But he put out so much work before that, and it's crazy that all that stuff just basically went to shit. They went in their room and took all of his work after he died. His family was for a long time trying to get that shit back. So it's a lot that's out there, and yeah, Tesla was pretty cool. Uh, hey man, does the Merkabah? What is that? Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, the Mercury Society bundle, you're basically locked in for everything, so you're good to go. Derek, yeah, I'm good, man. Mount, what's the deal? Yeah, it was a busy day. Thanks again. Shout out to Ace Cloud who helped me out and get through a lot of this freaking back-breaking labor that we had to do today. Moving a whole bunch of shit, drive around a big ass, the biggest U-Haul that they have, driving that motherfucker. Yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of moving shit. So yeah, we got that knocked out, and before I turn in, I wanted to come out and do a live real quick because you know how when you do some shit, a lot of work, you get that second win. And then it's like, now I'm all energized. I'm ready to go fucking run the marathon right now because I got all this fucking energy from somewhere. And I'm like, shit, I'm not ready to go to bed yet. I'm ready to go fucking do some more work because I got that second win. And it's like, now you energized, you ready to go back out and do some shit. Yeah, Saturn Satan final is already out. So Saturn Satan is done. It's wrapped up. We're going to get into some more Saturn stuff, of course. But as far as that series, if you've seen the last one, then you understand how everything came together and how it ended. And it's deep. So I wanted to really break down, how Saturn is everywhere. It's everywhere. So people have no idea. It's all over the place. Everything they talked about in the ancient world pertaining to Saturn is all there. All those people that was worshiping in the Bible, I broke all that down. It's all Saturn. We know Catholicism. When you understand how it's controlling these other religions, you got to remember how Christianity basically broke apart from Catholicism, and we have basically the separation from the Catholic faith, which is the original. I always tell Christians, like, dude, like the Catholics basically put everything up first. You can't take some of the stuff out of what they put out and then call it, what you want to call it. It's Catholicism is the original Christianity, right? Rome put it out, but they also put out and they're controlling Judaism as well as Islam. So when you start to see that all these different deities or gods they're talking about in the Bible goes back to Saturn, and then you see how that stuff all ties in. Tons of bucks, yeah, they trying to push us towards that point. Tesla was an alien. If Tesla was an alien, they weren't able to get to him the way they got to him. Yeah, what's that? Nero Raw? My bad, if I pronounced it wrong. But yeah, that guy is a black guy, as a matter of fact, who invented this machine that sucks in the air and uses the moisture in the air to create water. The machine is awesome. Actually, vandalized this machine. One place he was at, but yeah, that's something that they just keep hush hush. They don't even really fucking talk about the shit. So the military application for his machine is huge. I was in the military. I've been all over. I know how much we can use those machines in certain places, but they don't want to give him his due because they understand those machines. And then not just that, the implications of what it can do. And then you start getting out stuff like that, then more people is going to want to know what else can we do with water. We already know cars can run on water. We can build cars that run on water. We don't need no freaking energy. We don't need no gas. It can run on water, which this fucking planet is majority water, according to them. So why are they not producing cars that run on water? Because water is everywhere. So it's hard to control people using something that we all have access to and cheap access to, free access to. So yeah, but that guy's a genius. Mount. Oh no, no movers. For it's personal stuff. I'm just like saying. I'm not saying exactly what was going on. I'm just paraphrasing. But nah, no movers. This had to be done with personal help, if you can understand. Oh yeah, Saturn's everywhere, man. Maxwell, what's the deal? Yeah, Sega Saturn, man. That's the game. That was my game console. I love that joint. Yeah, Christians like the ones who understand the history don't like being compared with Catholicism because of that history. You understand the separation, but it's like okay, Rome put it out first. Rome is the one that pushed Christianity before anybody. So you can't take what they put out and then change it and then make it something else. If what they put out is supposed to be the truth. So if you're saying what Catholicism or what the Catholics or the Romans put out is wrong, and you switched up the whole entire doctrine, and it's different from the Catholic doctrine, which it is, then how could you believe any of it? If you're saying that people who first put it out put out something wrong, and what you have comes from them, how can you believe any of it? You got to think about that. And they do. So you can't just take shit out of what Rome put out, and they are the originators of putting out this doctrine, and say this is wrong, that's wrong, and then just make up your own shit. Again, a lot of people don't realize that. Remember, King Henry VIII only did that shit because the Pope wouldn't give him a divorce from his wife. So he got rid of the Romanist parts of the Bible that they considered Romanist, uh, and gave us the Great Bible, and that was his version. We get the Bishop's Bible, we get the Geneva Convention one. I talked about that Geneva Bible, and it's that 1500s. So we have all these different Bibles, and it's like, why do we have so many different Bibles if what Rome put out is supposed to be the original? Well, not the original, but they're the ones who put it out first. How is that wrong? It's just from the start of this whole thing, there's problems. And that's something that I mentioned before. Like everything, all the history surrounding the creation of the book, even what Rome did, is all suspect. It's all crazy. It's pseudo. It's weird as fuck. Then for England to do what they did, and then these other countries to follow, and then eventually we have these, ESV, EXV, all these other revisions of the King James Version. It's a bunch of bullshit. Like, so I don't understand how any of these Christians, nobody brings this stuff up, though. So it's fucking weird. Oh, man, Billy Carson is crazy. I just seen some shit pop up with him earlier. Stacy, much love. Who is this? Who is this? Yeah, that machine he invented is amazing. The implications of it is amazing. It's just weird. He's been on the news multiple times. To me, the way they put him out on the news multiple times was like, hey, look what this nigger did, kill this guy. Because he got more promotion than I thought he would get. Even when he had issues, they still talked about it. But we don't know. We don't know what's going to really happen with that whole thing. For me, the fact that they're not using it in a way it should be used, and it's not a big deal, tells you that they don't want us to have something like that. So they're gonna let him do his thing. They're probably fucking with his funding. Nobody who has the funding want to touch that shit because they understand that market. They understand how powerful these people is. But if you look at it as an investor, what he invented, how is this guy not a billionaire? He should be a billionaire right now. Anybody that's investing in him should have made crazy money, but they're not doing anything because they don't want to touch that shit. They know it's death, it's poison. So they're gonna let him do what he do, and we'll see what happens. Tons of bucks. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. I think it was the day before yesterday about people saying Farakhan is a clone. He's how the hell he around? Talking the way he talked and saying what he said over the years, still alive. So again, you gotta understand, this is a black man who can amass 1 million people to march for what he's talking about. He can amass 1 million black people to come to where he's at to talk to him. You've seen a lot of the older videos of him talking to the Muslim crowd. It's a big crowd. There's no fucking way in the world, dude. Everybody else dead and gone, assassinated, gone. This guy's still here. So that's enough said right there. It's enough said. And for anybody that thinks critically, you should understand that already. Like something is obviously up with this dude because they would never let a leader, especially a black leader, who can, you know, appeal to so many black folks. That message has to be a message that they want us to hear. It's not going to be hey, wake the fuck up. Stop listening to this fucking hip hop shit. It's destroying y'all. Fucking go get jobs and fucking go to school, become entrepreneurs, whatever the fuck. Overthrow this fucking crooked ass system, get in power. None of that is to that effect. Like Farakhan talks well. He is a fucking genius. He talks well. And a person who talks that well, remember he was thinking about actually running for a long time, but he has a lot of haters too. But anybody that's that good, it's no fucking way. So yeah, I mean, I already peeped a lot of shit about him back in the day, and I left it alone. But he has so much good shit or good messages mixed up with a lot of bullshit. It's just clearly you can see what's going on with him. That shit when he said black people supposed to have straight hair and that we fucking cursed or whatever because we don't got straight hair. Our hair's supposed to be like our eyebrows. I put that video out years ago. I was like, what? And that was enough for me right there. Said the kinky hair is evil, that we were cursed, and that kinky hair is basically a mark of our curse. What that sound like to you? That sounds like some fucking bullshit. Samsung is definitely the way to go. Samsung is a beast company. If you invest in Samsung, you're good. Yeah, Joy Boy. And then a Pope apologized for that. It was John Paul who came out and apologized years ago for the Catholic Church's role in slavery, in slave trade, which was a huge role, which is something that Farakhan also pointed out and pointed out the Jewish role or what have you. Yeah, Stacy. South America is just like what it's just like with Africa. It's bigger than what it looks like on the map. Like remember, like when they tell you that there's places in South America, south of Brazil, that's unmapped. Think about that shit. The fucking rainforest down there is humongous. You know, like it's areas out there that they have no idea. Remember, it was that kid not too long ago that had fucking basically drew them a map in some fucking remote ass area out there in the jungle, and they fucking went out there and they found all these fucking artifacts and ruins and shit. They was like, how the fuck this kid know this? But it's so much untapped, unmapped land down there. Who knows what the fuck's down there? And it's just one of those things where um, you can't really get out there, and it's like unless you know for sure something is out there, you're not going to go. So who knows what's down there? And we have the same stories in Africa, certain areas where it's just untouched. You know, they can't get in there, they can't fly in there, and then you don't want to drop in there and fucking end up getting killed by the natives. You know, motherfucker blow up, blow dart in your neck, your head pop. So they don't mess with a lot of parts of the planet for a lot of different reasons. Now, who is that? Tons of buck. That's that Moore shit right there. Don't describe yourself as black and all that bullshit. Oh, black is not a status. Black means death. You have to change your status and identify yourself with the country. Black is not a country. You understand? That's all that more. All this is bullshit. Don't fall for none of that bullshit, man. Call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. They put black on the fucking job applications. They put black on a whole bunch of stuff. So that tells you something legally that black has something to do with their system. So calling yourself a Moor or Moroccan or whatever you want to call yourself that is attached to a country, that's different. Like, you got to look at how the Chinese come over here, Indians come over here, right? Spanish people, a lot of Spanish people come here and they get money to open up restaurants, stores. That's a part of that agreement. Look at what the Chinese have done here. That tells you there's some type of agreement in place that allow these countries to send their people here, and our government gives them funding to open up businesses to make crazy money to take back home. Like, what is that? And then we go to the bank and try to get a loan to open a business, and they laugh at you. What's your credit score? What the fuck is his credit score? He just came from a whole other country. He has no fucking credit. He don't even speak English. And you giving him fucking money for a store? What is that? That tells you about this agreement. I told you guys, I said it a couple times. There is no fucking America versus Russia. There's no America versus China. These people are all in on this shit. It's WWE smoke and mirrors for our fucking deception. And they have to do that to get their fucking agenda out. Like, if you really beefing with China, what? You letting their people come over here and fucking basically usurp the American people and create businesses and open all kinds of businesses that is taken away from the entrepreneur, the American entrepreneur, right? And then our government is giving them money to do the shit. But you fly your black ass over there and try to do the same thing, it's a problem. It's an issue. It's not as smooth. So you gotta look at that. Like I said, it's not what people think it is, but it's weird how they get the funding that they get to just open shit like that. You know, how does that work? What is that about? Yeah, plug. What's the deal? Albuquerque, A Motel. What's the deal? Oop data. Yeah, that's cool. The Fibonacci sequence is in everything, man. It's all over the place. It's everywhere. And it's crazy how you see how many different things with the body it pertains to, especially that heart vortex. That was a deep one right there. The fuck is a megasexual? Peace. Jacob, good question. Yeah, that depends on the people. Everything depends on the people, man. That's why the manipulation is so fucking major with them. Everything depends on the people. And they want you to be in love with this shit. You know, people they fear losing their possessions. They fear losing their lifestyles. There's a lot of people that's willing to fight to keep their lifestyles, to keep the way they live in. And, you know, sometimes you got to conform to do that. So are the people going to be willing to conform, or are they going to fight the change? The thing is, one, the agenda has to be put out there. That's something that they're going to have to do, and they understand it. They're going to have to reveal it. And people are going to start to see, like, what the fuck they want to do and what the plan is, right? But it's going to be so obvious, especially with war. You got the, fucking coronavirus shit popping up. I don't want to say that too many times. And then these days, some places talk about lockdown again, all this shit, monkeypox, all kinds of shit. So the understanding, well, I'm gonna tell you from just my research, they're going to have to do a lockdown. It's going to happen, whether it's martial law or whether it's just a lockdown from an epidemic. They're going to have to do it because that way there is a law in place that gives them the power to do what they want to do. So anybody that's outside, they understand that you're a problem. You're not complying. So you'll be attacked. Those people will be attacked. Those people who understand what's going on and want to fight and think they can go out there and win and beat these people, unfortunately, you know, they're not going to have the help of the majority. And that's why they'll lose. And they just outgunned, period. Outsmarted, outgunned, the whole nine. It's not worth it. But how bad it's going to be is going to depend on the people. How quick it's going to go is going to depend on the people. And as I said before many times, I'm telling you, I talk to these dudes a lot. They watching my live right now. These guys are not playing. They are prepared to fight. And I'm really fucking curious to see what they got because they're supposedly infiltrated a lot of places in government. It's going to be fucking war here. They're going to put up a hell of a fight. I'm telling you. But you know, it depends on that shit, how long that goes, and it's gonna be nuts. It just depends how they do shit. Are they going to fucking try to get around these people? You know, like it's just a lot. Like who knows what's going on behind the scenes? If they even figure this shit out, are they wiping these people out as we speak? Who knows? We don't know. But eventually the signs is going to be fucking very easy to tell. Very, very, very easy to tell. Certain things are going to happen. We're seeing things happen now, and then we'll see what happens. My whole thing now is, you know, what are you going to do? You know, you got Kamala Harris, and you got the whole Trump thing. She is desperately warning the people. That's something you got to pay attention to. She told y'all, you cannot afford it. It is dangerous to let Donald Trump back in the White House. It is dangerous, and she's fucking running on that shit. So he gets back in and something happened. What? They're going to say, hey, y'all voted for this motherfucker. This motherfucker was convicted criminal. This motherfucker done said all kinds of shit that's unbecoming of a fucking American president. This guy showed you his fucking childish ways, and y'all made this guy y'all leader because of what? Some money? Y'all ain't think about the fucking country. This guy does not have foreign relations experience. He's cool with Putin supposedly. You know, what the fuck is going on? And then this is the guy you choose. We'll see what happens. But then on the flip side, they can bring in Kamala and say, hey, this woman was unexperienced. How did you guys vote for this woman? She don't know what the fuck she doing. And that's the reason for the fall. Who knows? They got the shit covered. But the agenda is already set. And if you're a fucking forecaster, if you follow trends and how these people put shit out, then you already know. You see the writing on what's on the wall, what's coming, and everything that's coming. We got to deal with trade shit. We got to deal with fucking food shortage. Again, any war involving China fucks everybody over. It's not going to be good. We got to deal with a lot of fucking problems. So who knows, man? How bad it's going to get? It can get pretty bad, but again, it's going to be up to the people. Light coming into the eyes upside down. I seen the whole thing on that before. This was a while ago. Somebody said if it comes into your eyes upside down, you're a demon. You know, all kinds of crazy shit. And I broke that whole thing down with the Saprachi asthmatic nucleus, right? And when people say, "Oh, God woke me up in the morning," no, the sun wakes you up in the morning because the sun is God. That's what they're talking about. The sun literally wakes you up. When that first light hits your eyelids, it starts the awakening process, right? That light hits your pupil, your eyes, and goes through the Saprachi asthmatic nucleus, and it begins the decreasing of melatonin from your bloodstream, which wakes you up, right? And it's the reverse at night. As it get darker, you know, it's not that much light shining, and it begins the process of melatonin being released into the bloodstream, and that's how you go to sleep and put you to sleep, right? Consciousness controls all of this. What you got to do, what's going on, is a part of all of it, but it's going to happen regardless, right? You're just going to have to be strong enough to stay up, or go to sleep if you have to. But light hitting your eyes is a big deal. It's a big deal. So it's like you sun gazing, looking at God and all that stuff like that. And that's what all that stuff is about. But yeah, that process, uh, the awakening and sleep process, is something that they know about. Hey, hey, can somebody please? No, Merkabah Academy is still being updated. So what you can do is shoot me an email at the real Merkabah at gmail.com, and send me your email that you use to sign up. Make sure you sign up for Merkabah Academy. Send me the email you use to sign up for Merkabah Academy, and then just remind me that you are the person that's from YouTube Live, so I can know who you is, and I'll take care of it tonight. And you can go on there and watch what's available on Merkabah Academy. Never Scorpion King. The powers that be. Well, yeah, in a way, because the ones who are in this, let's just say the physical control, or the white people that's in charge, put it like that, they're going to be gone soon. But not in our lifetime. You're talking about the next 200 years or so. They're going to be gone. So like that can be, you could say that's losing power, but not really. They're changing. You can't beat them, join them. That's what's really going on. But that was their agenda all along. We just had to get fucking put in the right path first, and that was the fucking agenda for the powers that be, and their time is running out. So again, like I said, that's why we're seeing all of the push for mixed race, for black and white. All that stuff is coming, and that's what they want. And eventually, this society, we're going to transcend into this whole spiritual society down the line. That's what they want. Everything is going to be more about spirituality because, one, that's just the precursor for introducing people into this technology, mixing with the machines, technology, mixing with AI. That's all it is. So, I mean, just it's going to get so much deeper than Oculus. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being in the game, like you're in the game, not physically, but it's like Ready Player One. You understand? That's where they want to get to, where you get in the game and you're literally in there and you're looking around and it's like this. You know what I'm saying? And then you feel that's what they want because that connection is it's a whole new different experience. It's a whole new way of life. Again, remember I talked about expanding consciousness. How do you do that? You have to have different things to perceive, right? You have to have different things that's going to give you a different experience here. So now the physical is out the way. I mean, we done. What more can you do here physically? You go on vacations and you visit, so on and so forth. But imagine being able to do all that, but in the game or in the machine. That's the way because they understand now people are not going to get that experience because of this system. I ain't got the money to travel to, Cambodia or all these other countries and India. People don't got the money to do that shit. So how can you do it? Imagine going on vacation, in your brain. What's that? Arnold Schwarzenegger, fucking Total Recall. Remember Total Recall, the original one? What was he doing? He was going to get a vacation in his implanted in him that was basically going to be like he actually went on vacation. He's going to have memories, a girlfriend, all this shit. And it could just boom, and then you come out of it, and it's like he was really there. You have that feeling, that experience. A long time ago, man. That's an old movie, but they're giving you everything in these movies. So you got to pay attention, especially when Arnold make a movie. Certain fucking actors, when they do movies, you better pay attention. So you guys should know that by now. Real, what's the deal? So a day. That's a good point. We are the technology placed in high tech bodies. Yeah, but that was ages ago. That's one of those things that sounds good on paper, but the reality is completely different when you really understand. Because we can't do that shit. That connection is gone. That's something that's ages ago. That's what the ancient Egyptians was talking about. Why they were so hyped about the body. Nobody talked about the body more. As I said this the other day in a live, I said everything you look at when you go to Kemet, when you start studying, they was obsessed with the body as if it was like a fucking new fucking Bentley, like a new car. They was amazed by it, like this is amazing. Look what we can do, and it was giving you the understanding of the body is something that's a creation for us to experience the physical world, and that we can come into these bodies and have this experience, and then now we can grow spiritually, we can grow energetically, and that's how they looked at it. It was a big fucking deal. But then all that changed. And whatever war happened, whatever happened here happened. But we're not that no more. They changed our DNA. They locked shit away. And it's a lot we got to do to start unlocking that shit. But they're going to actually start unlocking it for us as we go forward in certain ways. Like I said, that's way down the line. But that's the outcome. That's what they want. Because one, as I said, we wasn't doing what we were supposed to do. We wasn't experiencing. All we was doing was worshiping. That's all you find in the ancient world. Worshiping this deity, worshiping this God. That's all we see. Worship, worship, worship. Because they understood what the fuck is out there. That was the problem. And understanding what's out there, they didn't do anything. They wasn't growing the civilizations. As I said before, everybody knows the ancient Egyptians wasn't tolerant of anybody else's culture. They didn't want to know what the fuck he was doing. They didn't give a shit. It was all about them. And it was about the past. But how are you going to grow if you're not mixing and understanding how people are living somewhere else? It's different from where you at. Okay, how can we use this to grow? Oh wow, you created this, I created that. Let's make something better. Like we wasn't growing and expanding and giving ourselves the opportunity of having different experiences. Understand? That changed once freaking the Europeans took over. What the Europeans do? This right here. This is experience. Everything you see in here is an experience. You go to a fucking theme park. You going on vacation. It's this. There's so many different places around the world that's completely different. Change. You have different ways to perceive your existence. Not one way, which was worship. There's way more shit than that. So you gotta understand, and it's one of the toughest things that people gotta really grasp about all this shit. Pain and suffering leads to power. It leads to great power. The people who rise above it, the people who struggle and fight, who come out of it are so much stronger. You're better for it. But nobody wants to fucking struggle. Nobody wants to suffer. These motherfuckers scared to die out here. They don't want to do shit. Nobody wants to fight for any fucking thing. Everybody wants shit handed to them on a silver platter, right? It's different. That shit is also hindering their agenda. That motherfuckers is so lazy. That has to change. So if we can't get these people to go out and experience the way we want to, we got to give it to them in a different way. We're moving towards a new stage of existing, a new set of existence. Where we already done, we did this physical shit. They're showing you where we're going with AI. AI is everything. They're showing you where we're going. We already moved into that field. Once we got into the internet, it changed everything. Look how the world changed once the internet came into play. Everything is different. Look at the technology in the phone. They're showing you exactly where they're trying to push us to. And that's basically the end game. Jeremy, what's the deal? A lot of questions for so many people. It's a lot of questions. Yeah, I talked about it when I first came on. I got a lot of the emails from people asking to keep the price the same for a couple more days, and I said I'll give people probably a couple more days. But like I said, there's a lot of people that joined yesterday, so I've been going through that. The little bit of time I had today, still the vetting process. So I'll get back into that tomorrow, and also sending out the NDAs and the package, the welcome package from Merkabah Scholar Society. Like I said, you guys are going to be getting that, and I'm doing it in different groups, but it's a lot of information. And as I said, NDA signed. Uh, you guys will be getting it, and it's a pretty cool package. Like I said, with the logos, and you guys will see all that. So I'm working on that. I just had to take care of some personal stuff, get some shit out the way, but that's really going to be going out this week. You guys will start seeing those. I will talk about it on a live once I put out this huge amount that I'm going to be sending out pretty soon. Hey man, again, send me an email at the real Merkabah at gmail.com. Send me an email. I'll take care of that for you. If whatever it's saying on there is because the site's still being updated, possibly, or you didn't register on the correct site. Make sure you go to merkabahacademy.com and register, and make sure you send me an email with your email address that you used to register, so your account could be updated. That's the issue. Your account hasn't been updated probably because I don't know who you are. So once you send me an email, let me know it's you, then it'll get updated. The real Merkabah at gmail.com. Basically, my YouTube handle at gmail.com. Marvin, what's the deal? Philly in the building. We got a couple people from Philly in here now. I'll be headed back there sometime soon. I know that to gain like 20 pounds because I'm just going to eat when I get there. No, just joking. What does who? Uh, what is that? Tubing? Have to do with the Queen Sheba. What's going on with the volcanoes? Ace, y'all understand? I know you guys seen like it's probably like a couple volcanoes that if they erupt and collapse, they would basically fucking sink this country. Be huge tidal waves on the freaking East Coast that would put like you know, 25% of the country under fucking water if these volcanoes implode. That's kind of weird. It's crazy. Marvin, yeah, do that. Oh yeah, we gotta see what that eruption and explosion is going to do. So who was that? What was that in Seattle? They actually said it was actually a cyber attack in Seattle that basically shut off everything. So they're already talking about that and admitting that this is not now the second time. They're showing you what's going to happen. I told you guys. Talked about that shit in stock market final. Yeah, Junior, no problem. Just send me an email. Send me an email of the email that you registered with, so that can get straightened out. Because whatever you registered with, that's the one you need to have updated on Merkabah Academy. 40 volcanoes in Italy. Mm. I'm thinking about where 40 volcanoes would be. There must be underground or something like that. Because I can't think of 40 of them. Yeah, like volcanoes would be a huge problem. I talked about that with Pangea, right? And how that's basically how the landmass is separated because of volcano activity. And what they tried to say, they believe is one of the things that might have killed the dinosaurs. That this eruption happened all over different parts of Pangea and caused the separation of these countries, we call them. So who knows? Who knows? I mean, if such a thing happens, it's really going to depend on where it happens and the energy that's going to occur. If it's going to create a tsunami, then that's the problem. You know, if it's going to be an implosion, see a volcano erupting and releasing the ash in the air, and then the lava comes out and creates more land. That's natural. That's normal. It's the ones that implode that we got to worry about. That's way more energy. The ones that implode destroys everything. And then if it's in water or near water, the fucking shock wave that happens creates huge tsunamis, massive waves, and just drowns everything in its path. Those are the ones we got to worry about. A volcano erupting, it depends on the eruption. Oh yeah, Hoop Daddy. Yeah, I talked about that with the Queen's Chamber. Uh, that's the Garden of Eden, man. They're giving you that whole story with that. Talked about the King's Chamber. I mean, there's so much. The pyramids represents the brain. Represents the brain. You have the King's Chamber, Queen's Chamber, the upper and lower hemispheres of the brain. The lower Queen's Chamber would represent the reptilian brain, which that shaft that's in the Queen's Chamber, points to the constellation Draco, but then that's Draco, right? The serpent dragon. The queen's chamber, a woman, right? Is giving you the lower brain, the reptilian brain. Eve in the garden. Get it? Queen's chamber, constellation Draco, serpent dragon. That's the story right there. So you have Eve and the serpent, which is they're trying to tell you the serpent dragon. As I said, what happened? God curses the serpent on its belly. What snake or serpent do you know of that's not already on its belly? It's giving you the understanding of the serpent dragon that has the front legs and back legs. And then with those gone, you have the snake. It's just giving you the understanding of what that is. It's all hidden information. But that chamber points to the constellation Draco, and that's where they get most of those stories. I told you guys, Genesis is about the brain. It's about energy in the brain. It's about physics. It's a lot of stuff that's wrapped up in it, and you can see where they're pointing you to. Talked about the Garden of Hesperides. The Garden of Hesperides story is older than the Septuagint, right? Older than the Old Testament. And in the Garden of Hesperides, we have the apples of immortality, which Hercules is trying to get, and he got to deal with this damn women. Excuse me. Excuse me. You got to deal with these women and that serpent dragon. And yeah, that's where the story comes from. The problem is people don't want to make that connection because they believe that the Bible was before Greek mythology or these Greek stories. But we have proof of these Greek stories and we don't have no proof of the biblical stories. So I tell you right there what came first. Yeah, Rio, they've been talking about that for a long time. That's one that we don't know. You know, Kylie's supposed to fucking break off, sink into the ocean at some point, which would be fucking nuts. Did the ancient Egyptians believe in flat Earth? I doubt it. I think they already knew exactly what this place is and what we on. Whether it's flat or round, it's neither here or there. Because I mean, when you walking on the ground, you walking on. Of course, it's man-made flat land, but it's flat. Never where you walk at or where you drive do you experience a global curvature. It's just weird. But like I said, from my understanding, I just think the world is bigger than what they're telling us. And you put together everything. I talk about this a lot of times. You put it all together with Admiral Byrd and the ice wall and him telling you that it's a whole landmass bigger than America, the size of America that's over there. The fact that he's talking about over there, like what the fuck? What? Is something past Antarctica? That should tell you right there it's bigger than what they're telling us. Because what they're telling us is the map that we see, where the fucking is Antarctica. What the fuck is past that? People don't never think about that. We have a fucking rectangular map, right? So this is why you got to have a globe. A globe, a globe alludes to everything just going around, no continuation, right? What does a map do? A flat rectangular map tells you what? That you're going to fall off the fucking edge. What's past that point? You're showing me Antarctica. You're showing me the North Pole. What's past that? Okay, we're going to make it a fucking globe so you can think you're going over something, and then now you're on the other side, and it's going to lead you back, and then around and around and around you go. You remember the old Looney Tunes cartoons where fucking Bugs Bunny digs a hole and he's in China? That's just like them trying to say, hey, you're going to come down and you're going to pop up in fucking China upside down. Fucking shit is stupid. It's dumb, and people just ate that shit up. So to me, this is bigger. This planet is bigger than what they're telling us. And Admiral Byrd gives us that proof, one. but it just makes sense. Especially since one, remember, we have a lot of those old maps. What reason did they have to lie? We have a lot of old maps where they're showing more than what we know as, the Earth or the continents that we live on, but they show more. They show stuff outside or past the ice wall. And I've seen a lot of those maps. And I started to think about that it's something past that. What's past that? The fact that Admiral Byrd came on TV and said, hey, it's a fucking, you know, landmass the size of America past the ice wall, the interior of Antarctica, that has a bunch of fucking resources, bunch of natural resources. The governments understand what's going on. That's what the governments do. They come together and they say nobody's going to go there. For what? What the fuck? And then we just shut up about it. Nobody says nothing. This is fucking years ago, decades ago. Nobody's asking questions about it. Nobody's saying anything because in that time frame, they managed to fucking take control of all the media outlets. They control everything. So it doesn't matter. We're given distractions and a bunch of bullshit to take our mind away from it. Not just that, to not even know it exists. So imagine if they come on the news and for a week straight they pound us with this fucking Admiral Byrd story and the ice wall and this landmass. Everybody would be fucking going crazy about it. Or they start making memes, excuse me, about it and not really give a shit. Who knows? But who knows what's over there, man? I believe that it's more to the planet than what they're telling us. And what we call the world is a part of something that is some type of fucking political, galactic political type of fucking game. Who knows that's going on here? Because I think it's way deeper than what they're telling us. All the way from this loud ass train. Who knew 213 was the deal? Glad you caught us. Tons of bucks. Yeah, I asked that question a million times. Nobody could ever give me a good answer that made sense. The fucking earth is round, right? The people, I'm at the top, and there's people on the bottom of the fucking round earth. How the hell do they stand on the planet? Oh, yeah, gravity. But, gravity, but if I climb up this fucking pole right now and hang upside down, I'm gonna fucking fall. How does that work? It's a lot of crazy ass questions. But I've seen a lot of information about this over the years, and it's just so many different interpretations of what this is and what's going on. It's hard to trust one. But like I said, what I know for sure is they fucking lying. That globe is a fucking lie. Don't care what nobody say. All you gotta do is fly a lot. If you've flown as much as me all over the world, you can tell. As I said, I always talk about flying from Sweden, but into New York, but coming from fucking Canada. That's like, why the fuck is that? Why are we coming from Canada to get to New York, flying from Sweden? It's a straight shot. But that's telling you it's not. It's fucking the way we're flying is as if you take a globe and you smush it flat. That's the way we're flying. The United Nations fucking globe or map. That's what makes more sense. But yeah, this shit is not what they're telling us. But my explanation that I gave in my analyzing flat Earth video at the end is what I believe is going on here. As I said, if you take a basketball and you take a ruler, not saying that the Earth is round, but I'm just telling you, just think about it this way. You take a basketball and you take a ruler and you balance that ruler on top of a basketball. Where the ruler meets the ball, that area, that small area is flat. It's flat. So if you can imagine something being so big to where you can put in that little flat space everything we know as the world there. And but then you still have everything else that's on this planet. And what is that? We don't even know. We're confined to this area, surrounded by fucking ice wall. Then if you manage to get over it, you need a fucking plane to do so. Who knows what's waiting for you? Who knows what's over there? You try to go there now, I guarantee you're gonna meet some type of military presence that's gonna take your life. So we don't fucking know, man. But my whole thing is we don't. The people don't give a shit. People just talking. The world don't care. They don't care. So and that's the problem. We're scholars and we want to know what's going on, but the fucking world does not. They don't give a shit. So one, if you ever even had a platform to try to push this shit to the masses, they'll kill you. So it just is what it is. So some shit I just be like, oh, we're never gonna fucking know. That's one of the things we're never gonna know in our lifetime. Yeah, it's a lot of people that made maps back in the day, man. And I like to look at those maps that's pre 1600s. And it just gives you it's so many people that made it their life's work to try to sail the world. The fact that all of them ran into this ice wall is something to think about. Every single one of them, right? Talk about the damn ice wall and getting down there, and we're blocked in. So what happened to where Admiral Byrd got over it? He got in a fucking plane and he flew, and he got to where he got to. Now back then there was no fucking crazy ass radar technology like we have today, but he went off grid. He went to where he went to, and he found what he found. And they wanted to say uh, Hitler was there with a whole base in Antarctica, and they had to go there to basically kill some Nazis. But like I said, remember, it's called Operation High Jump, and you got to think about sending that many troops out there for nothing. Even if Hitler was out there, there's no fucking way you would send that many troops out there unless he was actually there and you knew for sure. Because the story should have been we sent all these troops out there, and they would talk about some fucking drill. They covered it up a lot over the years. So many different stories. Oh no, they went out there for drills. Oh no, they went out there because supposedly some Nazi escaped out there with some type of fucking technology. It's all kinds of stories. But you don't send that many troops out there for something that's not 100% confirmed, and then they come back and it's just nothing, right? So definitely something out there. And what gives that away 100% is the fact that these countries came together and said, nobody's going to go there. And then the whole thing is go where? Like the fact that we're talking about going to Antarctica and then there's something more beyond that that's not on our map, it's not on our globe. What the fuck, man? Why is this not global news? Nobody gives a shit. And that's the problem. That's the fucking problem. Nobody cares what this shit is. Nobody cares. I always say this shit every time. What the fuck is this place? Where are we? Where are we? What is this? And people don't grasp that concept. What the fuck is this place? What are we on? Where the fuck are we? Think about what I'm saying. And nobody cares. Oh, well, we're in space. We're floating in some surrounding planets, and there's space out there. There's other planets. Could possibly be other life. Okay, let's fucking analyze that. And then when you go to analyze that, none of that shit makes sense. Nothing they tell us. Fucking Van Allen radiation belts. But we went to the moon? Huh? Oh, it takes such and such fucking light years to get to this fucking planet, but we can send a fucking robot there to do some reconnaissance. And we find what we find, and then nobody gives a shit. That one, just for the simple fact that if this planet actually exists and we can get there, it's something on that fucking planet. It has to be. And then we know for sure there's no fucking way we're the only people in existence. Something is out there. What the fuck is keeping them from coming here? They don't have the technology. But if we can send fucking machines, unmanned machines out there, they should be able to send something here. I don't think it's a bunch of people living primitively on another planet when you understand that something created us. And to be able to create us, you have to be a super highly advanced civilization. So, like I said, what this place is some shit that is fucking some type of galactic political situation to where we're never going to fucking know. It's the only thing that makes sense because, like, what would keep them from coming here? What's going on? Why all the fucking rules and secrecy and bullshit? You know, why is if NASA had the fucking technology to do everything they're doing, why are they not furthering space exploration? How do we come together and say, hey, we want to stop space exploration? We're just going to monitor it. It's fucking bullshit. All those satellites out there that cost millions of dollars to maintain a year, why the fuck would that exist and continue to exist if nothing is out there? Another thing people don't think about. No fucking way you would build all that shit. And all over the world, these different countries, these fucking antennas is out there, and nothing is out there. And you haven't proven anything in all this fucking time. But you're still spending millions of dollars a year to maintain this shit. Like, because one, if you're trying to reach a civilization and have contact with them using whatever forms of communication you're using, you have to assume that they have the same type of technology or more technology, right? So what are they for? Are they for show? The fuck is the point? It's a lot to think about, man. It's a lot, man. When you start really getting into all this shit, it's just gonna boggle your fucking mind as to what's going on and what could possibly be going on. But when you look at all the fucking evidence and everything that's around you, it's clear as fucking day they lying about this shit. It's something the fuck out there. Whatever it is, it's running this shit. It's something. What boggles my mind is what was that, the 50s or 60s? When they were sending fucking nuclear fucking bombs off in the fucking troposphere, right? What the fuck was that about? Like they finally figured out it was something up there, and like they was trying to fucking break it. Because remember, they were sending. I forget which video I put this in. One of my videos I talk about this, but they were sending fucking nukes up to the fucking stratosphere, to the troposphere, and releasing these fucking this nuclear energy up there. And it was a couple times they was doing this for fucking what? What was that about? It's a lot of fucking shit that happened. It's like, huh? You scratch your head like, what the fuck is going on? Then, they tell us the space station is like only a certain amount of, it's like not really in space. You understand? It's like just a certain amount above the planet. It's not really out there, out there. And then they send back these fucking pictures of bullshit. Like, and then remember, NASA tells you every fucking picture you've seen of Earth, supposedly from a space shuttle or what have you, all that shit they are composite shots, meaning they are shots that's pieced together to give us the image that we see. And it's not exactly like what they show us, right? So we don't fucking know what's up there. One, Uh, they haven't gone up far enough, from what I know, to see the whole fucking thing. I showed you guys in my video, the Flat Earth, Analyze the Flat Earth video, where it's proven. They put the fucking cutouts in the window and they took the shot. So basically, what they did is they put black cutouts in the window of the fucking space shuttle and then filmed as if they were far away. And then when they took the fucking the cover off, you could see that it was really close to the planet. But they put the black cover there to make it look like they was far away. They took those shots. They took that video. I put that in there. So it's one, see, people just see shit and they think it's just fucking bullshit. One, we have the audio, we have the video of this shit. We have audio and video of them faking all this shit that's out there. And what the thing is, the fucking internet is so full of shit right now that people don't accept it. One, they was released by the Freedom of Information Act. So the fucking transmission between the fucking the shuttle, the whole mission, that's recorded. You can listen to that shit. It's bullshit. All the proof is out there. So this whole fucking question of was the moon landing fake? It's already been answered years ago. Of course it was fake. They already put the proof out there. They showed you it was bullshit. But people see it and it's just scratch their head. Oh, maybe this could be doctored. Maybe it's not real. So I shouldn't pay no attention to it. It's real. I gave you guys the real video, the real audio. It's in my Analyzing Flat Earth video that's on YouTube now, if YouTube didn't take it down. But it's on there. So it took me fucking a minute to get my hands on that shit. But like I said, it's enough information out there to show you. You should question everything. Some bullshit. But who knows? Scorpion King, yeah. I mean, it doesn't. The globe that they're showing us is bullshit. There's no fucking ifs, ands, or buts around that. It's bullshit. Remember, again, you can go on NASA's website and see for yourself and read for yourself. It says clear as day. These are composite fucking shots. So why would you have to make a composite shot? Just think about that shit, right? You would have to do a composite shot if something is so big you can't film it all, or you can't get back far enough to film and shoot it all. So you have to do composite shots, right? So basically, this fucking pole in front of me right here, I'm further enough away to where I can show you the whole pole, top to bottom. I can go far. But if I can only go right here, right, I can't show you the whole pole. I can't show you the whole pole. If I pan up, I can show you, but imagine it being so big that you still can't see the whole fucking thing. I'm panning up, but I can't really show you the whole thing, if you understand what I'm saying. I'm so close because I can't go back as far as I need to go to take the shot, if that makes sense. And again, we understand, like the fucking Van Allen radiation belts, were they not there in the 60s? How the fuck did we get to the moon? It's bullshit. You never been to no damn moon. Oh man. The concept of us being in hell is only for you to understand that what did they tell you hell was? Eternal suffering, eternal pain, right? So you can only experience pain in the body. This is hell. It's a metaphorical thing. You can only experience hell in the physical form. You got to get it out your fucking mind that there's some type of fucking God that can keep putting you in flesh to burn over and over again, which is something that is fucking physically impossible. Your body is gone. You don't have any neurons. You don't have any fucking nerves. You don't have any fucking thing that's going to connect you to a physical pain because you don't have a physical body, right? So the whole concept of hell, biblically, from a religious standpoint, is just bullshit. It's all metaphorical for the physical world. You're in hell right now because it's the physical world, right? Now, understand again, as I said, there are rules. These people have the weapon. I'm ex-military. I always tell you guys, I know what we have. I know the capability that this government has. They're not scared the way people think they are. Now, the only thing that can completely defeat them is the global unity of the people and us understanding what the fuck is going on and taking action globally. That will never happen. That will never happen. They're fucking scared of when the shit do hit the fan, they getting fucking caught. They getting caught in it. They're getting searched out and killed. Not just the powers that be, but the people that they're using. Because they got to know what the fuck is going on, and they're regular people. They can be touched. So it's a lot with all that shit. But there is no need for, like, we're not stuck here the way you would think we're stuck here. There's a lot more to it. A lot super complicated as I get into. It's not like that. It's not in that way. It doesn't even fit to think about it in that way. So it's not like, something has to happen. It's the way it's happening is the way it's supposed to happen. It's the only way. Again, universal law. This stuff has to be done in that way. It's something that they could have just took over a long time ago. Think about domination. Think about power. Think about war. If you're in war, if it's actually war, and you're that superior to your opponent, it's over. You wipe them out. You wipe them out. They have the weaponry to fucking wipe us out if they wanted to. They got fucking nuclear arms, one, but they have the fucking weaponry to go out and like physically knock off everybody. Anybody that's in opposition, anybody that's trying to protest, is no match for what they have. But it's not. They can't do that. There's rules. When you understand universal law, you understand how this shit works, and they're showing it to you. They're showing it to you every fucking day. Everything that they're doing is legal. We all ask for it. We all accept it. Plain and simple. The fact that you have your ID and you go to work and you pay taxes, you have accepted the programming. You have accepted this system. And we say, what do we say? Oh, I got to do what I got to do. What does the Bible say? Don't be in this world. The Bible tells you to separate from this shit, right? All that shit is just showing you what's going on. The powers that be, God ordained the powers that be, this government, to be in power. Think about that shit. Why the fuck would God put these people in power, but then say Satan is the God of this world? Huh? Who are they serving? Are they serving God or Satan? Right? God put you here to basically do his will and run shit according to his will. But Satan is the God of this world? Who are you serving? Now you look at what this government has done, they have done historically things against the Bible. The fucking gay rights law that they passing this whole bill, allowing these people to get married, that's a completely against the Bible. They have broken so many laws that's in the Bible. Like the fact that our government, if this is a Christian country founded on Christian values, which that's the one they want to say, how the fuck could we do what we did to Syria? That's the one that drives me fucking nuts with these Christians. Because they say all this bullshit, but they sat there and cheered and was happy about what we did to Syria, bombing them, like fucking bringing down buildings on these little babies. Like, what? Syria? Antioch is in Syria. They fucking, what was that? Obama fulfilled one, was the prophecy of in Peter or Paul. He fulfilled their prophecy when they bombed Damascus. So this is, like I said, it's a lot of deep shit going on, but it's all fucking, I mean, it's the fucking play, man. All this shit is just being put out there. The only fucking wild card is the people. It's the only thing. That's the people. So you got to control their consciousness, control the way they think and the way they act, and then that's how you can get the agenda you want to you can get out the agenda you want to pass. Yeah, what's that? EDB 1111. It's not about continue. You can't choose to vibrate in the way you think so. Like you got to understand physics. What vibration is, what frequency is. So obviously, one, you can introduce certain frequencies here, right? There's only some, but there are so many more that we can't even fucking conceive and. Did you guys see they just was just talking about? I think I posted this. Or I seen it. They just was talking about these fucking meteorites that's floating out there. I forget the name of it. That has some type of fucking particles that defies physics. That's not on the periodic table of elements. That is a whole different particle. It's some new shit. Or not new, it's something that they just discovered they don't know nothing about before. That's how you got to think. One, as I told you guys, was Saturn. Saturn slows down the vibration of atoms. The sun speeds them up. You can only operate within a certain frequency, and that's what they're allowing you to do. To go past that is to you will have to know those frequencies. That's a lot. I don't think people understand what I'm saying. That's a lot. You can't just simply, close your eyes and then vibrate higher. You know what it takes for you to switch frequencies like that without a machine? Like that's a lot of fucking spiritual work. That's you one being able to tune in and control your frequencies. And if you use a machine, that's not natural. That's not you. That's the machine. A lot of people walking around talking about vibrate higher and frequency. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. It's not like it don't work like that. It don't work like that. These people, we're in a place where this stuff is controlled, and you only have limited control. Why would they allow you to have more control? You don't even know the fucking frequency. So we talk about the 432, the love hurts, the shit that they give us, right? There's more. There's more, right? So if you pay attention to what CERN is doing with the Hadron Collider, as I said, why are they doing that? Why are they trying to speed up atoms? Because if Saturn is slowing down atoms, the sun is speeding up, and then we have this balance, which that's where the moon comes into play. The only place you can do something like that is in a fucking machine that they're using. So they're basically, this is why everybody's saying, oh, they're trying to open up a fucking dimension, because that's the implications of what they're trying to do. They got some fucking, the knowledge they have to even conceive this is fucking ridiculous. And from when I was reading it, I was blown away. I was blown away that they even put it in the fucking article to tell us what they're doing on a mathematical physics level. They didn't fucking sugarcoat shit. They broke down exactly what they're doing. And if you're an A kid, if you're a nerd like me, you understood it. It's fucking amazing. But you have this Hadron Collider. They actually did the fucking experiment. They didn't give us the fucking results publicly. So the implications are, one, if you can speed this stuff up the way it's supposed to be, then you would basically open a dimensional portal, right? You would basically create, I want to say atmosphere. Let's just say you would basically rip a hole in this reality, and you will be able to go into a different one. Because what are we at our speed, at our full power? We are not matter. We are no longer material. We're out of this body. This is primitive. It's weak. It's stupid. We only have it to experience the physical. As beautiful as this fucking earth is, it's primitive. It's so fucking primitive compared to what you have spiritually. And I tell you guys that when I talk about the dream world. You got this physical limited bullshit that we're on right now, but then when you go to sleep and dream, where are you? You're still in this primitive bullshit, but it's different. The rules are different. Physics is different, right? Because you're in your true state in the dream world. In that dream world, you can fly, you can change in whatever the fuck you want to. It's what you can perceive you have control over, right? We're talking about a whole fucking different level of understanding. If you don't understand the dream world first, you're never really gonna get frequency and vibration. That is fucking so far from, people gotta stop regurgitating that shit. People be saying that, I'll be like, what? You don't even understand. Like matching frequencies. Who talked about this? Tesla. Tesla talked about it. Manly P. Hall talked about it, matching these frequencies, right? And then it's a balance because you got to have two. So a frequency for a frequency, right? You look at your radio. You tune in, you turn it dial, you tune it into a station. And you got to have that antenna. That's a whole other frequency. You have the radio. And then it's almost like you're balancing in between the frequencies to get on this station. That's why they stopped all that shit and made everything digital. That's the old way. The digital way is the way they want us to go, because then we're going to come out of frequency and vibration, which is, if we ever really mastered that shit, game over. So we want to go out of that shit and get into this control digital AI age where they can control everything. They can't fuck with you on frequency, because if you match it, game over. But you got to know the frequency. So that's a lot of deep shit. We'll get into that in Merkabah Scholar Society. That's a whole fucking another level. But it's not that you can just simply vibrate higher. Like, come on. You can't just, it don't work like that. You can't just do that. Definitely. Hell is the idea of a psychopath, for sure. Hell is physical. Forget all the boo boo spooky shit. Period, point blank. Hell is physical. That's all it is. Malakuf, right? This is the lowest form of the Kabbalah. We're at the bottom of the tree of life, when you understand. This is material. It's dumb. When you understand what you can do, you don't need this shit. If you're power, if you're the consciousness that's creating energy, that's creating this fucking material, right? But then think about the dream world. What the fuck is that? What is that? Like, see, we think about it, we take it for granted because we sleep and we think it's some type of memory. But that's your subconscious, which is God, projecting this world to you. What is that? It seems physical, but it's not physical. What is it? That is fucking power. As I talked about that with Watchmen, when Dr. Manhattan was giving you that understanding. He said, "I'm going to go out and create some life of my own, create worlds." He had the power to do that shit. So from him, remember, he was, look at what he was doing with the rock. What he was doing, he was creating physical. It's giving you the understanding of what you can do in your true power. This is primitive. When you go to sleep, that's power. That's God, what they call God. And then you're fucking interacting with this manifestation of this fucking this world that's not physical. It's in your dream world, and you're experiencing it as if you're actually there. What the fuck is that? We just call it a dream. Like the implication is that you gotta understand, man, this is some real powerful shit. The problem is a lot of people don't want to understand that because people are scared of that sleep, they're scared of that death. So everybody wants this power here in the physical for many different reasons. Not understanding that it don't work like that. The implications are there, but the DNA is locked. So you, whatever, I don't care. Like whatever you think and all the shit you want to believe and all the fairy tale shit is not what you think it is. Like it's different shit. Like I said, we're gonna get into this in society. I don't want to go that deep, but it's not what you think it is, man. It's this shit is fucking so crazy. But at the end of the day, when you understand it, when you get it, when you actually get it, it's gonna make the most sense, more sense than anything you ever fucking studied, and we'll get there. Yeah, I already got rid of that guy. The power has always been here. Now everything makes sense. You just gotta understand it. It all makes sense. Like the, nothing really makes sense, or it doesn't make sense because you don't know, you don't understand. And that's okay. That's fine. That's all we all go through that. But once you start fucking getting the knowledge and you start really doing the research, it makes sense. Everything adds up. It's just so much shit. You know how many fucking books I had to read and how much bullshit I had to go through to start connecting a lot of dots. And then believe it or not, a lot of those dots is in movies. A lot of those dots is in movies. A lot of those dots be in video games. They be in fucking commercials. Small shit. You'll see something, and bing, it'll just fucking connect so many dots. And you be like, oh shit, you know how many times I had that moment? And then I run to my fucking computer, and I'm like, oh shit. Or I run to my notes, and I'm like, holy, because I seen something. But you won't ever have that ability if you don't have some pre-existing knowledge in your head. That's why knowledge is power. So once you start doing that research, and you have this pre-existing information in your head, you just got gaps. I've been the filler of those gaps for a lot of researchers. So a lot of information I put out has been the filler for a lot of people doing research. But you have to have that prerequisite knowledge for any of that stuff to make sense. That you're walking past or looking past so much fucking answers, right? How many times you saw the movie and then you see it again and it's like, oh shit, now it makes sense. Because during that time, from the last time you saw the movie up until the next time you saw the movie, you had some fillers in. You had some fucking stuff that fit in those gaps. So now when you saw the movie again, it made more sense. You understand what I'm saying? Knowledge is fucking power. These people out here bullshitting. They bullshitting. Some people just want to be stupid their whole life as long as they can go to work or go on vacation. I don't give a shit about nothing else. That shit works in every single facet of your existence, not just consciousness and energy, business, everything you're trying to do. Knowledge reigns supreme over everything. KRS-One killed that with that fucking name. It's just the truth. Knowledge is everything. So you got to have prerequisites. You got to know some small shit. I could talk to you all day about the fucking Bible, but if you didn't read the fucking book, you're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. I am at times I talk to Christians and I'll be saying something about the book. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because they never read the book. They just listen to the preacher and all the bullshit that's out there. They never read the fucking book. So what I'm saying don't make sense. You got to know. You only know what you can know. Apocalypse 2000. Yep, well said. That's true. Excuse me. Yeah, I talked about that too with Star Trek giving you so many nuggets. One, it's called the USS Enterprise, right? Which is a ship. USS, I'm Navy, so I know. USS is a ship. Ships sail on water, right? So energize, like the energy is like flowing through water to get to another place. Like if your energy, the best conductor for energy would be something that's liquid. The Starship Enterprise, they're giving you so many nuggets in Star Trek about space and what it could possibly be and what does that mean. To me, I understand the people who believe it's liquid, the firmament, water, or what have you. But what is it really? Like we don't know. So what people will tell you is where what we call this universe exists within this void that is basically being produced with this power of the sun, moon, and star. But outside of it is something else, which would explain why nothing else comes here. And it seems like we're the only one in this area, what we call solar system, that exists. It's so many different explanations for it. The crazy thing is, one, as I put in, I forget which video that was about, space being water. There's too many references, one, and there's too many things that make sense for us to just ignore it. That being one with Star Trek. Ooh, excuse me. A Portal, never played Portal. 3 9, what's the deal? Yeah, like what I'm saying when I say Galactic Federation, I mean like as far as like what would be the power or govern, just like a, because this is something that's governed to me. This is something that's like political. What's going on this planet? There's people above all this shit that understand what's taking place here and why, and for what reason. And it's we're doing what they want us to do. For what reason, I gave many explanations from my point of view what it could possibly be, but who knows what they are. Talked about in the Bible how, remember, God set in a fucking council, like the fucking Jedi Council. He had fucking other members there, right? That's in the Bible, and it's like holy shit, it's just something to think about. But when you really dig deep into that, it's gonna be like basically representation of the planets, but it's deep. It's just it's a lot to think about. But from my understanding, it's definitely something that like when you ask all the questions, it's only certain things that make sense that fit. So what I'm talking about when I explain what I explain is those are the things to me that makes the most sense based on all the evidence and everything that we look at, right? Like, again, it's hard for people to accept this, but everybody wanted to be this boogeyman, this fucking evil presence that's running everything, and it's bad and it's evil. But it's more to it than that. There's more to it than that. Because, it's always gonna be bad. It's always gonna be good. It's about balance. And everything that all this shit entails has to deal with balance. And that balance is what's going to create different experiences, one, but it's also going to allow you to grow in consciousness and in energy. So we can't take one over the other. We must have both because we need balance. And the sooner you understand that shit, the sooner more things make sense. And the why starts to go away. That why is what drives us. Why? Balance. Has to be good, has to be bad. To come to this balance that is going to be created by the choices that we all choose. And it's deep shit. A lot deeper than what I'm talking about here. So it's a lot to get into. But yeah, gotta get out of here. Because I gotta go eat and shower and sleep and do this shit all again tomorrow. But appreciate you guys stopping by again. Make sure you guys, link is in the description. When that price go up, I don't want to hear nobody saying shit. I give people ample time. Like, it's going to go to $500. I'm going to raise it a little bit at a time, but eventually it's going to go to 500. Again, I don't want to hear nobody complaining. I kept it at 89 for a couple weeks now. But like I said, I wanted to give everybody a chance to get in that I know is going to be interesting. What the fuck is that? Okay. But yeah, make sure you guys join. As I said, if you get your money back, no hard feelings. But not everybody's going to make it in. So I appreciate everybody that joined today and yesterday. A lot of people yesterday, and we got a lot to get into. So those welcome packages is going to be going out. A few going to go out tonight. A whole bunch going to go out tomorrow. So tomorrow live or probably Wednesday live, we're going to get into the welcome package for those people who got it. I will talk about that and what that's about. So yeah, appreciate everybody. I see you guys. Peace.